Hey, disc golfers, Benny Basket here. I am going to be doing a video about what's in my bag. Personally, I think it's the best bag out there. Challenge me if you will. It's the mixed bag. It's what I'm going to be using this 2023 season. I got a lot of great contests coming up. Pros versus amateurs. Some tournaments coming up that I will be partaking in. I will not be able to film them since I'll be focusing on playing. But I wanted to show you exactly what's in my bag for this coming season. But before we get into that, there are some things that I want to bring up. One, I got my logo finally completed, so I wanted to show that off. These are available for sale. I do not have a shop set up, but if you are interested in purchasing it, just DM me on YouTube here or on my Instagram account with the same name, Benny Basket. So I have some t-shirts made up. As you can see, I got the Benny Baskets with the logo underneath, nothing on the back, and then a second version, and these are all my larges are this way. I don't have it the first way on the larges, but it's got Benny Basket on the front, and on the back real big, there's my logo. So I'm super excited about those shirts. I will be wearing them as much as possible, even though it's cold outside. I don't have any hoodies made yet. They're just the t-shirts, and I kind of want to see how these go first. But again, if you're interested, hit me up. I'll give you the price. We'll set something up, and that's that. The other thing is I am having a contest from now until the beginning of March. I have a lot of great giveaways. I got some armbands. I got movie passes, free massage passes, and boy, do I have a lot of them. I got stuff for leisure lanes, bowling alley, bowling, arcade. They have pool, 1 hour massage to a local massage place, and a $50 gift certificate to a local diner here in Columbia, Pennsylvania. Besides that, I also have homemade hats that I will be doing with this this giveaway. So if you want details on it, go to my Instagram page and you can get all the details for this contest. DM me if you have any questions. We'll set something up. Unfortunately, this is only for people that are pretty close to Lancaster, Pennsylvania, because it involves us playing together. So again, if you're interested, definitely hit me up and we'll get something going. Okay, well, all that's finally out of the way. So let me move this junk out. All right, so what's in my bag? 2023, we're gonna start with the putters. Now, I got a few here. Now, first putter I'm gonna start with is my absolute favorite. This is the Saki Bomb Slammer. This is my absolute 100% go-to as of right now. This is my staple putter. This is what I use for 90% of my shots. So this is my favorite. I'm gonna putt with it. It goes straight for me. Love it. Second putter, a Berg. Yeah, a lot of people don't use a Berg for actual putting. They use it for the approach. But I like it because it has a super low flight to it. So it has a tendency to just flop right out of the ground or flop out of the sky, and it'll come down hard onto the ground. So if I know I have a rollaway or anything behind me and I don't feel comfortable putting, or it's windy conditions and I just kind of want to chip it up without any, anything happening crazy to my disc, I'll throw this and it'll get me right at the pin, and then I can just make another shot in from there. The one that I'm trying right now that I purchased a couple months ago is the Ohm MVP. It's got a super high flight of 5. So this is a disc that I'm just starting to get used to, trying it out. This is for longer distances. Say there's trees or bushes in the way also. This I can kind of manipulate the disc a little more. So I go with this one, and so far so good. I do like it. It has a great feel to it. So I'm hopefully gonna have more opportunity to bring this out of the bag. All right, the last disc I'm gonna talk about is the Innova Colt. This is an amazing disc. I do not use it as a putter though. I use this as an approach disc for my throw-ins, anything between 100 and 150 feet. This will give me dead straight accurate shots to the pin, to the tee, to the basket. It is great. 100% recommend trying it out, finding it, giving it a go. This thing will always be in my bag. Love it. So we're gonna move on to some mid-ranges. And to be honest, I only have 2 mid-ranges. I don't know why, it's just how the bag worked out, but I'm very okay with it. First one we'll talk about is Mako 3. It's an Innova disc, Champion plastic. It is an amazingly straight disc. It's super stable. I absolutely love it. This will be in my bag for a long time. This is great for being in the woods. It's great for being in the field. It's great in every condition. I love it. Second one is one that I am starting to super enjoy. It's a new one, a few months old. This is the MVP Reactor. This again is a nice straight disc. I like my discs to be straight or stable, and then that way I can manipulate it to the way I want it to go. But I love the feel of this. Again, another MVP that I like the feel of. That's a consistent theme with MVP is most all MVPs feel great in my hands. So I'm glad I picked this up. Again, the MVP Reactor, check it out. Now, basically everything else I have in here are distance drivers, fairway drivers. So let's just go through them real quick. I'll tell you my favorites, and that'll be that. First favorite, absolute 100%, will always have in my bag. If I lose it, I will instantly go out after that round and buy a new one. This will never change. I fell in love with this disc the first time I threw it, and it's always going to be in my bag. Innova Valkyrie. This thing is amazing for the way I throw, for my form, for my release, for everything that I do. This disc works great for me. It has a very low speed to it, so I don't have to super muscle through it. I don't have to, put a lot of oomph into it to get it to do what it's supposed to do. It works absolutely wonderful. This is a disc I recommend for a lot of new beginners to try out. So definitely get that, the Valkyrie. As you can see, I have 2 of them. So great disc to have. Second really good disc is the Innova T-Bird. Now you'll see a consistent theme. A lot of these are star plastic with the Innova. That's just because I like the way that feels. It's a softer plastic. It's not hard. I don't like the harder plastics. It just goes by feel for me really, and this feels great. So this T-Bird is overstable in a way, not too overstable, but this gives me the nice hyzer shots that I'm looking for. Throw it nice and flat, let the disc do what it does, and it curves in late. So I'm really happy with this T-Bird. Now speaking of overstable discs, this is one that I didn't purchase. I happened to find, and I'm glad I did. This is a dynamic disc evader. Found this on one of the courses that I was filming. No name, no number. Tried to find who the owner was and couldn't find him, so I was lucky to find this. I just started throwing it about 2 months ago, and I wish I was throwing it the day I found it. It's not something I throw off the tee pads. This is a disc that I throw when I'm behind a tree or need a real sharp hyzered shot. It's overstable. It's a 2.5, but it plays like a 5. So this is a great little flick disc. It's a great backhand disc, but this is for shorter distances for me, 200, 250. I love this disc. All right, so going back to overstable discs, this is another one, which is the Innova Wraith. This thing is a beautiful disc for beginners. Once you learn how to throw an actual flat disc and allow the disc to do what it does, this thing turns nice to the left, overstable again. This is a beautiful disc to have, and I use it for all occasions. If there's a pin placement on the right, do a little flick forehand, and it's great. It flies great, it feels great. This one will be in my bag also for a while. Now, because I like the Innova Valkyrie, I wanted to find other discs that flew like that. The Valkyrie, the numbers on it are a 9, 4, -2, 2. So I kind of wanted to stay in that area. What I found was a disc that had 11, 5, -2, 2. So pretty darn close to the Valkyrie, but a little higher speed and a little more flight to it. That way it'll stay up in the air a little more. And so far, so good. And that is the MVP Wave. This thing feels wonderful in my hand. Feels great with release. It just, everything about it feels great. There's no dome to it. It feels just absolutely wonderful, and it flies great. So I'm happy I found this. I'm happy I tried it out. This will be in my bag for a while also. Now, one disc that I was lucky enough to get, I actually had 2 waves. I traded one, or I gave one to someone else just to be nice, and he ended up trading and giving me something, which I now use all the time. It's the Innova Katana. This has a higher speed than I probably should be throwing, but somehow it still works great for me. I get a lot of distance off of this disc. Again, it feels great. Everything about it feels wonderful. So this is a staple in my bag now. I've never seen anyone else throw it. So hopefully I don't lose this, and hopefully I can find another one if I do. But again, Innova Katana, great disc. Now, that last one was a 13 speed. Again, I probably shouldn't be throwing it, and here's one that I should not be throwing, but I do anyways. It's the Innova Corvette, 14 speed. Way too high of a speed for me to be throwing. But in some ways it works out. I can get some really good distance on this on some of the holes, depending on how the tee pad's angled or whatnot. It does work really well in some applications, but I don't use it a lot. It's a backup distance driver, so it gets touched a little bit here and there, not a lot, but again, I'm glad I found it. I'm glad I have it, because when I need it, I need it, but there's not a lot of times I do. So as you saw, most of those discs there were overstable. So I needed something, if the pin placement was on the right, then my overstable discs will not work. So starting off, I had a hard time learning how to manipulate the discs and had a hard time getting distance with my forehand. So I needed discs that would be understable and go to the right. The first one that I found that I absolutely fell in love with is the Genius. Now this is completely understable. It's a 7.5 -4 1, but it works. It works great. If I don't want it to completely turn to the right or flip over, I just throw it with a little hyzer on it to get it to flip, and then it'll, do what I need it to do. So I've learned this disc. I've learned how to use it to my advantage. Wonderful disc to have. But again, you got to learn how to throw flat in order for the disc to be able to do these things. So this is a must and will always be in my bag. Now I love that Genius, but unfortunately that was a 7-speed, and I kind of wanted something with a little more oomph to it. So what I found was the Orbital by MVP. Going back to how MVP feels, wonderful. This disc feels wonderful. It was just an impromptu buy one day, and I'm so glad I got it because I'm super happy with it. This is an 11.5 -4.5 1. Again, same thing as with the Genius. I can get this to do what I need it to do. I can get a lot of distance on this. It feels great coming out of the hand, feels great while holding. Everything about this disc feels great. It's a great understable disc. And again, I'm happy I got this. All right, so that's what's in my bag. Definitely go to my Instagram page, Benny Baskets. Look at what my contest is. Feel free to hit me up if you're in the Lancaster, Pennsylvania area. We will get something going. If you want some t-shirts, definitely hit me up. We'll get that out to you. I also did want to say that I have some stickers, which are right here, little Benny Basket stickers. If you want one, two, whatever, hit me up. I'll just mail them out to you, no charge. Just because you're a disc golfer and you want to have a cool little sticker, that's cool. But yeah, that's it. So I will be seeing you all out on the courses. This is Benny Baskets signing off.